Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and evening and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast from me, your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero site defender of the fatherland. Off here to a glorious 1v1 on Faymonville Approach in the north. It is Theodosios fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Here with the 3rd Armored Division with Mechanized, ever popular with mechanized groups. German tanks, the 76 Machine specifically, mortar half-tracks, cavalry riflemen and combined arms with infantry and ambulance. Versus the south, it is Angreifen fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the... let's just go with 2nd Punch Division here with Mechanized, featuring command tanks, half-tracks, critical repair ability there, spotting scopes and howitzers with double infantry Panzerfaust. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters, these special people, my company heroes who keep in the business. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon. You can also follow the ranks of other people like Patrick, of course, heroically spent his time earning with me and donating via PayPal. Links in the description for that as well. And as you know, comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button, do the dance. So we're off to the races here. Reasons moving forward to first to wire off the truck, then denied cover to the Nazis. Sandbags in the center backed up as the Grenadier in the south, and moving forward here for Angreifen and Deutschland. We shall of course see where this goes. Of north here, points being seized. We get digging in a bit in there with tank traps. Grab northern point as well. Bit of barbed wire here. And the center Grenadiers moving up. Raft coming about there. Second Grenadiers got there for Angreifen. We got barbed wire as well here. Lots of vehicles being wired off. They're clearly worried about the other ones running off with them. Verdammt Amerikaner, sie keep stealing our Automobilen. Oh, ein Automobil. Pardon me, mate, no more buttered scones for me. I'm off to play the grand piano. Oh, shut up, Friedrich. Just call it a car, you Dummkopf. Grab the point here. Reasons going about there. Grab northern point of the Rifle Squad. Second Grenadier Squad heading north for Stefan Angreifen. Lieutenant there for Theodosios. Point there being seized by glorious freedom defending riflemen. Grabbing the point here. Seizing the point of the Grenadier. Going south as there we go. Shots being fired as the MD4 gets caught off guard here. A rifle squad there. Yeah, that's always the bit the issue with the MD4. If it gets allowed to set up automatically, but always a lot of the time pick the worst angle. So that was definitely less great there for Angreifen. Great though for Theodosios. The Angreifen was a bit sloppy there. Thumbs up to Theodosios. Grenadiers doing what they can, but the machine is in a pretty bad spot. More wiring off there. More theft prevention there by the German army. Quickly moving in there to wipe the sandbags. Lots of barbed wiring here so far. More barbed wiring. There's actually been shooting, I'd say. Grenadiers with rifle squad here. Theodosios wanting that lieutenant out. I'm probably going to go for some cavalry rifling as well there. 50 cal here for Theodosios. Well, that too also works, obviously. Angreifen could, of course, counter that with a mortar. And straight for the car point here. Theodosios just sneaks about harassing and just doing as much damage indirectly as he can here to Angreifen. Sneaky play by Theodosios, but definitely good and clever. So thumbs up to Theodosios. Sometimes a good way to deal damage is not directly through like attacking them head on, but just like disrupt the supply lines and force them to retract forces from the front line to deal with something as annoying as a bunch of echelons. So definitely some smart play there by Theodosios. Definitely smart. We do get the tech there for Angreifen. Almost done. Reasons right here with the Grenadiers. Grenadiers are up in the center, but again now without cover since it's got wide off for the armies. The south we send going to encounter the pioneers, send them packing, and without support here they are very much up for a pretty much impossible task here. There we go. About to get it wiped out. And he's moving forward to Ralph's got fine away. There we go. Cavalry rifle net for Theodosios. Mechanized gotten very popular as a late despite, if technically losing the bulldozer blade and also combined arms getting nerfed is still really good because again the cavalry rifle are just great. I mean they're basically assault grenadiers, but with this, assault rifle grenade or assault rifle upgrade, except their assault rifles are better than the actual assault rifles because the Thompsons, for some reason, perform better than assault rifles. But yeah, it's basically why they're popular because you get a really good assault squad. Sure, they hit a bit later than the assault grenadiers, but effectively getting to equip them with assault, what again is assault rifles, pretty much counteracts that. Half-track here for Angreifen, the 250. Light 2 Schützenpanzerwagen. MD4 to the cavalry rifleman. Bit of skirmishing there up north here. We got the Grenadiers pushed back here with the rifle squad. We're sending a flanking machine, and that's going to be the treat here for Angreifen. That machine in his eye is going to go down. In fact, it might just be too late now. At this point, he might have to bet off just keeping it inside the building and just losing it entirely rather than risk falling into the hands of Theodosios. And I think he's realised this. But there you go. Punishments might just allow him to save it. But there's going to be a really close call there for Angreifen. Otherwise, 250 half-track out there, Leichtgeschützen Panzerwagen. They were typically part of a Panzer Division's reconnaissance regiment, especially the motorized or armored reconnaissance element of it. Typically, they had some panzers sort of meant to act, support for the armored cars, and they would typically then be, in armored half-tracks or, lighter cars. Typically, you'd have I think there's a full battalion of them, at least a company or two worth of them, so you can act. While technically there to support the armored cars, the divisions would typically use them as another, armored Panzer Grenadier unit. That way, act as another elite element. So, little fun fact there. There you go. Good disrupting of Theodosios, cutting off Vanguard's territory there, leaving quite exposed to the machine gun there, also getting punished for being in a bit of an awkward spot. You may want to consider laying down some S-mounts on the car park, to be honest. That set in mind, of course, can somewhat deal with it. Angreifen routed. You also might want to consider some Panzer Grenadier here versus Theodosios. That I think would also do a lot of good. We got the mechanized command post out of Theodosios going towards the centre. Medics on the way there, so using the sun put the Grenadier once more for Deutschland. Eventually, they would discontinue the 250 half-track since they'd used the chassis for armoured cars that were meant to replace the 222 armoured cars. Instead, the reconnaissance units would have to make do, with 250 and a half-tracks as well. So, little fun fact there, little fun fact. But it's, one of those interesting organisational details. At least interesting for me. Can fix up the half-track swiftly. Also note, technically the 250 half-track also had room for a machine gun on the back, like the 250 half-track, though worth noting both the half-tracks, the rear machine gun would actually been from the squad riding alongside in it. So, little fun fact there as well. Again, machine gun in a bit of exposed position in the south. We do get some punch guns if Angreifen, great, but the cavalry have in a good position, course with the machine gun could take it out here, which obviously would be painful for Angreifen. But this time does manage to get away here from the cavalry rifleman. Only need to get away. Panzer Grenadier though. Moving forwards for Deutschland. Could pop them into the half-track, that'd be quite effective. Ambulance here for the Theodosios, plus the steward on the way there. He may go for Panzerschrecks, I guess, since we haven't seen a Pack 40. That said, he's a bit short on munitions for the Panzerschrecks. I don't know. He's probably need a Pack 40 and wants to go for that then. We'll probably need it. Loosen the sun on the fuel pond again. Needs to work hard in retaining the fuel, though, at least disrupting Theodosios' fuel to counter this, because obviously risks, the match very much ballooning in favour of Theodosios as the fuel, scale tips in Theodosios' advantage, which would definitely be very bad fun. I'd like to make a nice company up there. Panzer pushing forward for the cav riflemen, dealing with them at range. But they overall have 4 assault rifles, so again, they do have the advantage short to mid range, but, again, don't take the cav rifleman lightly in a lot of other engagements. Going to heavy cover there. Sending those on cannon packing. Troops setting out here. Half-track, of course, doing some light repairs for Angreifen. There goes to it, flanking the Panzer Grenadier, forcing a retreat for Angreifen. We'll have to see if he goes to the Panzerschrecks, but he can soon go for the Pack 40 here versus Theodosios. Using a silent point here with the rear echelons. Grenadiers moving forward here for Deutschland. Das Vaterland. Pack 40 on the way, Panzer they're going reinforced. We should reinforce soon. Raven pushed out here, Gunny's getting some veterans here there. Also, as mentioned, again, a mortar would be a great investment for both Angreifen and Theodosios, in particular on a smaller map like this. Mortars tend to be really good, as proved back in the day when the Brits could build mortar emplacement within the base. They could utterly dominate the map. So there you go. Here's the equipment Panzerschrecks as well, so it's going rather heavy in the anti-tank assets. Probably going to pop the Panzers in the half-track and then use them as a tank hunter team to go for the half-track and possibly threaten other stuff you Theodosios may have. Still, Theodosios having excellent macro versus Angreifen. Fairly risky there. Set. Norfolk is a good idea for Angreifen there. On the other hand, the cavalry riflemen are going to be a bit prone for the pioneers and will force retreat there. Southwick on this was the lieutenant, not looking great there. Angreifen feel like scatting himself a bit too thinly versus Theodosios at the moment. Wants to provide more of a combined arms push where different elements work together to overwhelm Theodosios. Whereas right now it's like a free for all. Problem is that's more the Americans' natural element than the Germans. So charging over the Leichtgeschützen Panzerwagen. And he's moving forward, pushing towards the centre as well here it seems. But our encountering resistance here from Theodosios. Angreifen's mechanized raid is being pretty much halted in its tracks here. To have to fall back with a half-track before it loses it. And for that matter, risk losing the Panzer Grenadiers in sight, which would be quite painful there for Angreifen. Since up there, Rafscorp pushing forward to their BARs in hand. Panzerjäger's popping out, they're going to in trouble. Pani's got to repair it and fix it up. Very good idea there, obviously. Approach to try and deal with the M5 Stuart light tank. Definitely some intense engagement between Angreifen and Theodosios. Angreifen really do some heavy lifting here with Theodosios. We've got a good hit in the Stuart by the Pack 40 at least. A very good hit. And he's flanking up here. Nice with the terrain to quickly vault over. Thumbs up. That's Sever got pressure on the north flank. Cavalry charging forwards here. Need to deal with that swiftly. Of course, it also means the north side is open again as Theodosios has actually managed to put most of his forces there. Back at base, no tech yet, though we do have the weapon racks with BARs aplenty. Gonna need something out of there. No upgrades yet, and there you go. Charging him with a half-tack, but stopped by the 50 on the raft court there. Still, the half-tack actually allows the Pioneers to move forward, so it does serve a bit of a purpose. Steady advancing in, but there you go. Caught a bit off guard. No upgrade checks for the Grenadier. A lot of action going on here, though. A lot of action. Lieutenant caught with the MD-42 still rushing north. Is going to up acceleration, pushing them back. Panzerjäger's holding up as well there. Angreifen now striking back with some definite flare raft nuggets. Did spot it, I think. At least assume something having the 50 collector retreats. Perhaps he was actually worried about that one more. Ralph got caught with the MD-42 push back. Actually a fairly good push here by Angreifen. Stuart moving forward. Pack 40. Oh, caught out of position here by Theodosios Stuart. Could he take it out here? Possibly, but the Panzerjäger's accuracy while on the move is pretty abysmal. The Panzerschreck was not designed for firing out of a moving vehicle. Let me tell you that. Grab northern points, grab the fuel point as well. This is a really good turnaround here for Angreifen. Theodosios, another one risking losing most of the map. Get bad development considered, but drop tech there for Theodosios. Great there. Angreifen needs to take up himself and push for some Panzerwaffe. North Econ is pushed back by those cavalry riflemen. An eternal menace here for Angreifen's forces. Machine Hut in the centre, half-tech come on the flank, got veterans 1, and of course, with veterans 1 can reinforce troops. Excellent. Theodosios are keeping up pressure as well. Still would benefit from a mortar, either half-tracked or regular, and so with Angreifen. Stinging with the 250 half-track here against the cavalry riflemen. Beckett reinforcing healing, tech on the way for Angreifen, sehr good, but he's still going to be behind an armour. Machine in trouble here. We'll have to retreat. He could transfer the half-track here, also adding spotting scopes to it. Stuart moving forward directly on the half-track. But the Pack 40 returns the favour. Still, the machine needs to retreat, I think, here soon. And he's going to need some forces in the centre to assist the situation there. Tech almost done. Up north, going for the fuel point there again. Solid fuel being claimed here. A lot of action from both players. Lots of manoeuvring. In particular, Theodosios is a very adroit manoeuvre man. As you can see, they're quickly looking for all the gaps and openings. And immediately seizing upon opportunities presented to him by Angreifen. Tech down there, need to of course fix up the half-tech, but also crucially, he needs the support McCop and some armour. That's it, mortar. Thumbs up to Angreifen. Thumbs up. Almost got a northern field point. And there we go. Even if he doesn't hold it for long, he still holds, and more crucially, he denies the fuel to Theodosios. Finishes the Raft squad there, mortar almost on it for Angreifen and the 2nd Panzer Division. One light machine gun out there. Fix up the 250 half-track, which is very close to XE2. This was the lieutenant. Ralph coming on the other side. Need to treat those chaps before they get utterly annihilated, though. There seems like the possibility that Theodosios could be considering researching grenades, which would obviously be very bad for the infantry. So he's closing in on the tank here. For freedom and democracy, me on Angreifen, but on the Sapoma Cup, they're very good, but is some time away from any kind of tank. He could rush out a Stuke here, which I don't think would be a bad idea, honestly. But he's more likely to push for a Panzer IV. M4's the major there. Looks like he's going to pop those Panzerjägers and start the half-track again, and once more proceed to hunt down some Amerikanische Panzerkampfwagen. Of course, he needs to locate them first, which is the tricky part. That and hitting them on the move. But anyway, Stuart north here. Again, Theodosios just keeping that juicy American pressure. 2nd Pack 40 of Angreifen. Definitely not going for Stuke then, I assume. Probably more Panther 4, or possibly an Ostwind. Get hit from the Pack 4 and the Stuart. Shattering right through the side armour, causing quite a bit of harm. And now an opportunity charging for the half-track. And is quickly blocked off there. Good smooth response there by Theodosios, preventing a pursuit there. No machine in the center here, and the pioneers will be swarmed by freedom-loving American infantry. Shown on the way, they're halfway done for Theodosios. Ralph Scorch was sent packing. Malta there already 1 kill for Deutschland. 32.5 to it though. Very nice. Increased accuracy and burst duration, which just means it does more damage. Charging forwards there, I think a bit risky. I mean, obviously you might be hoping to get some wipes on the retreating units, but I think risking losing the half-track here is perhaps not quite worth it. Whew. No harm to the Panzermans. That was actually a hell of an anti-tank rifle grenade. And there goes Sherman out for Theodosios for freedom, democracy. Knocked out the half-track. Need to treat those Panzerjägers. Don't think that was worth the half-track though. It really just gave him a lot of utility here, and it really didn't do enough damage to really warrant that either. So that was just a waste of the good half-track, which again could have provided him with the front-line reinforcements and a hard point to support his troops at critical moments with. So that was definitely suboptimal play there. Could again go for the Stuke now, but again, double pack 40s plus Panzer Shakes, and something tells me he's not going to go for the Stuke this time around. Modifying the Major almost taking out there. Very good, 3 kills. Quick Pantherfast there's damage to the engine of the Stuart light tank. And he's almost getting wiped out here by Theodosios' forces. In the centre of squad, they're chatting forwards the Grenadier here. We got 16 kills, ace level. Reinforcing healing here. Pax falling back. A lot of back and forth action between Theodosios and Angreifen. Sherman charging forwards here. Nice hit there. Good pack hit there. Smoke screen off here from Angreifen to allow the packs to get out of there. Was it the Sherman actually smoking? Oh, it's the Sherman actually smoking. Yeah, I was a bit wondering why they throw down smoke them themselves, but I mean, you never know, really. Still, can go for the Pantherfalls run here. Yeah, he's very close to the Pantherfall versus Theodosios, the Panzerkampfwagen 4. We got 253 to 389. Victory points wise is a bit. There we go. Command tank for Angreifen. It fails Panzerkampfwagen 4. Yeah, I guess. I mean, obviously does have some utility script as the infantry and does make his other stuff tougher, but I think he's just gone for a regular tank. But oh well. We shall see, of course, what he's ultimately planning here. But something tells me Angreifen's up to his old ways of, you know, not going for Stugs and rather trying to go for tier 4 and the really big stuff. Going saying northwards here for Angreifen, like machine away for the Grenadier. Shooting forwards here. Destroying here the foliage to clear up lines of fire for the pack 40s, making it harder here for Theodosios to push forwards. Thumbs up. Though of course Theodosios has displayed an aptitude for smoke, so may not quite be as efficient as Angreifen hopes for, but you know, it never hurts to have clear line of fire. Befehl's Panzerkampfwagen out there for Angreifen, which now features marked target and smoke shells. Giving it a bit more utility than it before, so it actually got fairly buffed. But again, it's a sort of buff I always advocate relative to doing, you know, maybe do with the Panther at the very least, but you know, give it some abilities, because honestly, most people, you know, aren't great with abilities. They tend to overlook them. So you know, if they want to, like, you know, buff some of the German army to make more viable, it just suggests, you know, stuff like this, mark target, smoke shell. Obviously not for, say, a Panther target tank, but you know, things like that could be a great way of just buffing, like, you know, some of the German light gear armor to make it more viable without, so say, messing up the game for the less invested players as well. This is machine call off the rifle squad push. Obviously for a Panther or target tank, I wouldn't recommend stuff like this, but you know, could be something similar. Modifying down there. Underwater losing ground. May want to consider another infantry squad here, to be honest, or maybe even another mortar. That could also be an interesting choice for Angreifen, or I suppose a howitzer. Meanwhile, Theodosios came up with pressures. He needs to go for more tanks, obviously, and he really would benefit from a mortar of his own. Like, I tell you, would really do a lot of great here for Theodosios, providing more smoke sources, but also just more pressure on Angreifen. Could even be like the mortar half track. Pioneers being pushed back with the cav rifleman. Good play there by Theodosios. Again, just great maneuver play there versus Angreifen. Flexible and fast. Mortar with 5 kills, close for T2. I mean, so far the mortar is being a fairly good investment here for Angreifen. Fairly good. Panzerjägers pushing ahead here for Deutschland on the hunt for Amerikanischer Panzer. And didn't get off the rockets. Sherm 76 Sherm on the way there for Theodosios. Thumbs up. Of course, an excellent choice there. Command tank firing away there. Also equip the spotting scope, so allows to spot ahead there. Bazooka team on the flank though. Still getting off ahead there. Panzerjägers up and Stewart and knocks it out. The great kill here. Theodosios, I think, too focused on the command tank. Loses the side of zones to the light tank, allowing Angreifen to get the killing blow. They're pushing for the gunners in the south. Now to tank weapons nearby. The Camu, then command tank there, half health. Getting another kill there for Deutschland. Heading for both fuel points at the same time, forcing Theodosios to make decisions against Angreifen. At least trying to force him to do that. Nothing to figure on then Angreifen's base versus Theodosios. Theodosios' second tank right about done. More pioneers for Angreifen, definitely good investment there. Though it does help having access to the vehicle critical repair ability to assist with repairs as well there. Ooh, almost got the Ralph Court there. Close to the nasty blow there for Theodosios, but he narrowly avoids disaster. Mortar getting vetted too. Nice there for Angreifen. Theodosios continuing to find himself a bit short there on artillery. God, the Shem wasn't paying attention. That's a great kill there for Angreifen. Definitely a bit of a highlight there that Theodosios is currently being stretched a bit thin. I think also mentally here by Angreifen's maneuvers. So thumbs up there to Angreifen. Shem though pushing back the pioneers in the north, but the fuel point has been lost to the German army. Theodosios suddenly found himself in a much more tight position as Angreifen just using, combination of good attacks, but also just getting that mortar and the command tank is slowly sort of turning the tide here. Definitely getting a lot more value out of that command tank than initially figured he would, so great for Angreifen. We of course see what Angreifen does next. Will it be Tier 4? Will it be another? Will it be a Panther 4? Will it be an Ostwind? Will it be a Stug? I mean, probably not the Stug, but it could be. Heading for the northern field point here with the echelons. Panzerjäger is firing away some mighty rockets. Gunners with the rifle squad in the centre, and the south, the gunners moving forward against the rifle squad there as well. A lot of actions here across a wide front between Theodosios and Angreifen. Definitely risky for Angreifen, since again he very much wants to play the combined arms approach. Command tank going up there, 5 kills. 6 kills they added to it. Ooh, combined arms, 2 thumbs up there to Theodosios, making the push for freedom. That said, also a bit risky, almost lost the cavalry rifleman. Bazooka pushing forwards here, Shem firing away there, taking hits from the Pack 40s. Machine turning around to assist in the south here, and he's pushing forward, sending those armor support for the troops down to Theodosios' command. Almost got the Major, and the Major is down. A major slap across the face of Theodosios. It was, I think, a nice attempt, but I think lacked overall, well, numbers and probably some smoke here, so ended up being a bit expensive for Theodosios. Great development here for Angreifen. Could easily, I think, now just push across the map here, lay down mines, push more armor, and I think possibly even shut Theodosios out of the match entirely. So Theodosios needs to slightly revalue his tactics and really consider some artillery. The obviously also needs more tanks. And there's also just the issue, the Wii attack was right through here. Somehow on a map where there's at least some maneuver room here, he somehow managed to attack right through the most narrow spots there, which is it's almost like he was trying to just mess up that attack. An attack from the north here, boom, I think they've gone better. Attack through here, boom, much better. Again, he somehow managed to squeeze it all through into some of the tightest points of the map. Machine gun bang for Angreifen. Not a huge fan of opposite covers here, but at the same time there's a big building in the way, so it's not got for looks. Arc of fire they cover, at the same time it does theoretically make it harder for Theodosios to shoot at as well, though. Not too hard either, as you can see. Not too hard either. Rifle squad pushed back there. You got a flanking rifle squad as well there. Needs some armor support here. Sherman falling back in the face of the Panzer at the Kanone. Command tank being hauled forward there in the north here. Theodosios trying the news here around Angreifen. So despite those kills that Angreifen just didn't exploit the opportunity to not bring in more armor either, so Definitely a bit risky for Angreifen. He's like push up pressure, and of course Theodosios used to exploit this opportunity, this lack of initiative from Angreifen as ruthlessly as possible. Bring in more tanks, very good there for Theodosios. Very good. Almost got the Panzerjägers here. Great for Theodosios, not for Angreifen. In fact, it's quite bad for him. Still a son of tanks here for Angreifen. Sherman almost got it here. 158 to 362. Bit quiet there back in Angreifen's base for now, but sending out the front line. One veterancy level there on the command tank, 12 kills. Nothing further happening there in Angreifen's base, no additional armor, just healing reinforcement, not even tech, so I'm not entirely sure what Angreifen's planning here, but I think he needs, like, you know, get active with it before Theodosios just outnumbers him with tanks and just grinds him to death beneath, you know, a Detroit steamroller. Nothing still happening in the base. Pioneers caught here by the 756mm Sherman, adding a 5th cal to that one as well. Very good. Still nothing happening there. Could soon go for a Panther 4. Fields Panzerwagen there, slowly pursuing the cavalry riflemen up north here, twittering forwards there for Angreifen. And this time Theodosios is ready, moving in a large infantry force to block off such a possibility. Still nothing happening in the Angreifen's base, still no armour. Panzerjägers move, there we go, catching the Shem with a good hit from the rocket. Second rocket hits as well there. Pioneers routed. Ralph's going from the north here, moving behind Angreifen's front line, and also up in the bunker. Machine gun team itself caught in a bad spot. Not entirely sure whether that was all the way up there, and that seems a bit baffling. Now the Panther 4 final with the Angreifen. Thumbs up, but the machine gun is wiped. Great cover for Theodosios. Great flank. Definitely what he needs more of. He has some good flanks. Catching Angreifen on a really bad spot. And there go another combined arms push, boosting tanks and infantry as long as they're close to each other. Going for the bunker. That's going to go down, and the command tanks also going to try. We got the Pack 4 moving in, but it's going to take some time. Bunker down, great kill here for Theodosios. Return though, Ralph taking it from the both command tanks and the mortar as Angreifen left retreating more forces to put a stop to this American assault. Still good push there by Theodosios, good push. Could have considered some smoke screens around here to, like, you know, make it harder for Angreifen to fire away at Theodosios' forces, but you know, overall pretty solid stuff. Pretty solid. Panther almost done there for Angreifen. Cut up with the Stug. And there you go. Panzerkampfwagen 4. Fix up the Sherman there. Grabbing the northern fuel pump once more. We got 115 versus 362. Command tank versus the 50 cal. Using the points here, using the points there. Nice teleman here from Angreifen. Pioneers cut with the Ralph squad, push back. Show us the Grenadiers. Moving forward to engaging the reactions and the machine guns out in the open. Sneak back with Rifle Squad. Could be lining up for a possible flank in Angreifen. That could be, like, set up with the right here, could catch the Pack 40 off guard, isolating the armor from him, and also currently the tanks also split up further, making it easier for Theodosios to make a good push, in particular combined with infantry and the combined arms ability. This could get really nice. And there you go, he's going for the flank, catching Angreifen in a really bad spot. Jumps racing forwards here. Infantry tank from the front here. Could maybe consider popping combined arms. There you go, popping it, needs a bit closer to the infantry, but still really catching Angreifen in an absolute vice-like maneuver there. Just beautiful pincer by Theodosios. 2 thumbs up, right for the textbooks. Absolutely, this is how you damn well do it, and Theodosios just doing it to an A+ level. And he's just completely devastating Angreifen. Armour is down, support weapons gone, infantry support weapons being absolutely shredded. Sure, he lost a tank in the process, but he took out many more tanks and so many support weapons that Angreifen at this point is pretty much just toast, I think. Like, to Angreifen chance from coming from this, I think, are negligible. That was just beautiful. This is great stuff there from Theodosios. Really just showing how to do like a good proper push, a good flank. And also good use of the combined arms ability during it all as well. Like, just 2 thumbs up. Straight to the next minefield though, getting the unit wiped. The Angreifen special. Angreifen is a player who does like to lay down a lot of S-mines if he remembers. He's got 106 with 344. Angreifen is not giving up, but his situation is still looking, well, a bit bleak. Theodosios can soon bring up another sim signal showing here. This is Angreifen. Turn up as the Grenadiers. Going back the packs. We've still got Theodosios' very, very veteran infantry, heavily equipped with BARs, just pushing forwards here. Machine gun there for Angreifen. Theodosios already got the MD-42 there up in the north. Grabbing the mortar as well. You got 104 with 344. Sherman being fixed up, and you can actually go for another one here now-ish. We've got Angreifen's Panzerkampf flank out there. Now the same section for Theodosios in the 3rd Armoured Division. Good hit by the Panther from the Rifle Squad. Obliterating poor Lewis. Good hit on the Panther for the Sherman. Sherman almost done. Reinforcing healing, Sherman almost done. Angreifen trying 40, hoping to utilize some of the same aggressive tactics that Theodosios utilized against him, maybe like turn the game around once more. But can he do that? Does he have the same flair as Theodosios for that? Sherman ring in there, getting off great hit on the Panther before immediately backing off there. Sneaky hit and run tactic by Theodosios. Mortar firing into the midst of Angreifen's forces, making it hard for him to like establish positions and maybe deflect the fresh push for Theodosios. Sherman rushing forwards here, shooting and missing the Panther while the Sherman ring in there. Could make up for another combined arms push. Or he could fire smoke here at the packs, but that's Sherman there. Is definitely going to need to fall back for a while at least to get fixed up. We got 88 versus 344. Not going to fire, pushing back the Grenadiers. Combined arms, push again. Beautiful. And again, Panzer push here with the Panzer, the Shermans. Pack 4 being outmaneuvered as well. Infantry cleared out, lost one Sherman, but Angreifen is losing even more in the process. Sherman almost down, but again, quickly outmaneuvers the Panther 4 using the smoke created by the debris. And with that, Angreifen is completely annihilated. Like, he just lost pretty much everything here. Except, like, 2 Grenadiers and MD-42. Everything else is dead and destroyed. I mean, that is just an absolute coup de grace here from Theodosios. A killing blow. So I don't know how Angreifen intends to win this, and I think he's going to realise soon he can't win this. Can't flank the machine gun there. But yeah, there's no snowball's chance in hell that Angreifen wins this. Short of Theodosios suffering a surprise heart attack or something. Modifying down the Grenadiers. Machine gun wiped out. Yep, and there you go. Angreifen lost almost everything now. GG, game over. A victory for Theodosios, a loss for Angreifen. I mean, really well played by Theodosios. Angreifen again, I feel like played a bit too defensively at times. Also, I think committed too heavily on the Pack 40s, perhaps alongside the Panzerschrecks. But earlier mortar, more pressure on the flanks, a bit more maneuverability, and also just some mines in there, and also just That said, though, Theodosios also played really well, though. I mean, he really pushed off some really great attacks, and they can be really difficult to defend for, in part because you don't see them a lot, so they can actually be difficult to train for against. So really well played by Theodosios. 2 thumbs up. Really just sterling play there. Hope you enjoyed this match, though. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that. And of course, do consider donating or pledging on Patreon. This is Imperial Links. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You all want for Lord, and hope you'll tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.